Just like a factory floor, newsrooms are highly specialized operations. From audience researchers to writers, sub-editors to management, the people that produce news bring different skills to the art of content production. Superdesk's digital newsroom functions much the same way. Whether your shop is physical or remote, the user roles and responsibilities in the CMS are clearly defined so that your assembly line of news is as efficient as possible. I'm Greg from Sourcefabric, and in this video, I'll introduce you to the tools needed to create user roles and profiles, and to manage permissions for your editorial team. To get started, log into Superdesk. Once inside, navigate to the User Roles window, which can be found under the Settings tab via the hamburger menu at the top left corner of the Superdesk interface. From here, you can set up the roles that will define your team's workflow. For example, let's say you wanted to add a new role to your content operation, like editor, reporter, or copy editor. You can easily do that by clicking the Add New button here and filling in the fields. Selecting Set as Default will set that role as the top pick in any new user creation. You can also rename, change the description of, or delete roles by clicking the icons that appear when you mouse over them. A new instance of Superdesk is like a clean canvas, and you can set up your roles any way you like. Once you've created user roles, you can set up the permissions for each task. These are predetermined steps, like publishing and editing, that are part of your unique editorial workflow. To make changes at the role level, simply use the checkboxes to add or remove privileges. Individual privileges, meanwhile, can be added from the user profile view, which we will cover in a moment. Now let's walk through a hypothetical scenario to see this all in action. Imagine your digital newsroom has just hired a team of investigative reporters. To do their jobs, they need specific rights and permissions that differ from the producers, beat reporters, and sub-editors on staff. As an admin, you can go to the Roles and Privileges pane and grant permissions to the entirety of the newly created role. Next, you need to create user roles for each of the investigative reporters. To do that, go to the User Management tab in the main hamburger menu. Click the blue icon in the upper right-hand corner. And fill in the required fields for every new staff member. We'll create a new user role for Jane Doe, one of our new investigative reporters. Now, let's say that two of these new investigative reporters are senior reporters, and we want to give them additional permissions. We'll use our example of Jane Doe to show you how to do that. Click on the username, and then click Full View Profile tab. Admins will be able to access the Privileges tab here. The boxes that are grayed out and already checked are privileges that investigative reporters have by default, such as the ability to write and edit content. To give Jane Doe, our senior investigative reporter, additional permissions, simply tick the appropriate boxes and hit Save. With Superdesk, you're in charge of the rules that govern how news in your organization is actually produced. And because Superdesk works for you, nothing is ever set in stone. Changes and updates are just a click away. And there you have it, a brief introduction to user roles and user access management in Superdesk. I'm Greg from Sourcefabric. Thanks for watching.